Hey guys, welcome to Video Game Corner. It's me, Jason, and today I'm going to be talking about an interesting subject. As you saw in the title, it says, "Why do I game?" And I've said in the past, I gamed as a child. I played an Atari 2600 and Nintendo. And then as I got older, I also played off and on. I played Genesis, Super Nintendo, PlayStation, and I kind of had a lot of years where I'd take breaks where I wouldn't play for years, and I was really into movies and stories and things, and books. And when I started getting sick, becoming disabled, I got back into gaming to help with depression. It would help me lose my mind into a really good story. That's probably why I love RPGs of some kind. I love story-based games. And I don't just play story-based. I like a little of everything. I like puzzle games and action. Just all different types of stuff. Horror games. But everything, I love a story. That's my favorite thing about a video game. But, as we all know, I'm slightly better than I was because I had the surgery, and then I had the heart attack, and I started feeling better after the heart attack, after they put the stent in, where I can actually, exercise now a little bit and walk. I went walking this morning. I started walking again. I stopped during Christmas because of craziness, and I think I was just making up excuses because I had my daughter here for a lot of the Christmas vacation. I was just making up excuses. I could have got her up and gone walking with her. She's 9. She's got a lot of energy, but I made up excuses. I need to not do that this Christmas. I need to, stop making excuses. But thing is I got into gaming because of my health problems, and now I love it, and I don't want to get out of it, even if I got 100% better. I love gaming because of the stories and the action, just everything about it. I love. Well, not everything. I mean, there's always the people tend to be jerks sometimes, but that's anything. But I want to focus on the positives here. So why do I stay in it? Because of those reasons, and I am still pretty screwed up. I mean, but here's the thing. I was talking to you guys know I'm friends with Robert Santillan, who also has a channel here. Go check him out. I'll put a link in the description. He and I were talking last night, and we were talking about, gaming, and I was talking about, we were talking about my health problems, and I mentioned something. A lot of people say, they realize, because Robert works, and he's got a new wife, and he doesn't always have a lot of time. I'm always like, hey, you want to play Dark Souls, you want to do this, and he's like, oh, I'm busy tonight, I got to set up for work tomorrow, I got to do all this, and I'm like, okay, no problem. And the thing is I understand that people are busy because I have a lot of free time. I have nothing but free time. And I've actually had people sit there and say to me, I wish I could trade places with you. And I'm like, you really don't. Sure, I have free time. I can stay home all day if I don't have to really do a lot. I can kind of do my time is my own. I can pursue my interests like gaming or reading, writing, whatever I really want to do, as long as it's not physical too much. And what people don't realize, trading places with me is not what you really want to do. It's really not. I take 6 methadone a day to be able to function. If I have extras, sometimes I take up to 8 a day. Now, if you don't know what methadone are, it's a painkiller. It's a very, very powerful painkiller. It's very regulated, okay? Now, when you go to the hospital, let's say you get in a car accident, and you don't take painkillers, they'll give you like some Vicodin 5s or Vicodin 7.5s, or Lortabs or Norcos, which are basically just stronger, hydrocodone, which is Vicodin, just stronger versions of it. And people take a Lortab or a Norco, and they're like, whoa, this is really strong stuff, if they've never taken anything before. If they take a methadone, they would be completely out of it, slurring their words. I mean, it would be a mess. Now, they also give methadone to heroin addicts. I think they give it in liquid form, and they drink it out of a little cup. And that's to help them wean themselves off of heroin. You guys may have heard of methadone clinics. Now, I take methadone in pill form, and I take 6, and every once in a while I can take 5 if I'm not having a really bad day. Now, here's an example. When I take 3 at a time. My doctor wants me to take 2, 2, and 2, but sometimes I'll do 3 and 3. Sometimes I'll do 2, 2, and 2, and then yeah. And I can take 3 of these, 3 or 4 at a time, and I don't feel any effects of feeling high. I used to, a long time ago. But that's the thing, I don't get high on painkillers. All they do is kill the pain and you get withdrawal symptoms, and they kind of level those out, and they kill the pain just enough so you can function. It just puts you where you can feel kind of normal. And that's what people don't realize about painkillers. They think people on painkillers are getting high all the time and having a good old time, and you even get the looks at the pharmacy sometimes where you go in there and they're like, well, he's probably just drug chasing. And that's not it. They don't realize that people in pain, they stop working as well. And luckily the methadone, I've been on them a while, and they don't make me high anymore, but they do. They keep me level. They keep the pain, and it seems to be working at this dose. So when people say, because the thing is, I have to take these because I'm in so much pain if I don't have them. I can't breathe. If I try to take a breath, it hurts. Because the pain's all back in here, mostly. So when I take a breath, my lungs push out, and it just hurts so bad because of all the scar tissue. On top of that, I have a colostomy bag. I can't go swimming in a pool, take my shirt off, Not that I have the body of an Adonis or anything. I'm a big fat guy. But still, I'd like to go swimming or go to the beach, just get in the water. And I'm afraid to do that in a pool, because if the bag, I know they have things to keep the bag on, but the bag comes off, there's poop in the water, that's nasty. And they probably have to drain the pool. I don't know if they'd have to drain the pool or not, I don't know, but I'm not chancing it. I'm not going to do that to someone. And I don't want to swim in a lake, because if it comes off, crap can get in there. It's not like your normal butt cheeks you could squeeze together. You can't squeeze this together. I can't stop myself from going. Like a normal person, you squeeze your butt cheeks, you don't go. I can't do that. It's just not designed that way. So, there's things that I have to live with. And then on top of that, I have to take a bunch of heart medicine now. And God, and it could have been, the doctors really don't know. They were saying it could have been, it's partially from my diet, and it's probably from all the stress I've been under over the last few years, and just a few things caused the heart attack. I'm trying to just take care of myself now, and it's hard. It's hard when you have an addiction to food. It's hard. But I do the best I can, and I keep working at it. And the thing is people are always, when people say, I wish I could trade places with you. You don't want to trade places with me. You really don't. You believe me, yeah, go to work every day. Go to work or school or whatever you got to do, and just do it. And believe me, that's much better than dealing with what I deal with. I don't know how many days I've sat there vomiting off and on all week long, and having to sit there in pain, and I can't do anything about it, and I just have to suffer because the painkillers aren't working, or there's just extra pain, and just there's so many problems where I feel exhausted and run down. You guys, whoever, if you ever think about like a disabled person, you're like, oh man, they get to sit at home, play video games, or read books, or watch movies, or do whatever they want all day. It's like, yeah, we do, but there's a trade-off. We have to deal with all that too. And that's what people forget. I was talking, and you know what? One of the people that sticks out in my head is the corner store I go to. The previous owner, he's like, oh man, I wish I could be like you, walking around doing this. I'm like, yeah, I walk around and do all this, but he doesn't see the behind the scenes. He just sees me walking in, smiling, saying hi. But anyway, yeah, that's, I stay in the gaming because I do enjoy it. I love how I found so many games I never knew about growing up, because I did take so much time off of gaming, and so many great games came out, and I tend to find them, and I love making reproductions. I think they're so much fun, even though there's the whole moral debate and, the ethical debate. I don't care anymore. They're pieces of plastic with circuit boards in them. They're not gold, and you know, I would sell them cheaper if I could, but they take so much work to make. You know, a certain amount of work. And, you know, and people, you know, and a lot of people, they act like, you know, these are treasures, and I guess they can be to somebody. But, you know, there's different types of things in every market. But I don't know. You know, I figure, you know, as soon as they and it's gonna eventually dry up. I mean, eventually people are going to eventually the companies are going to do something to stop it. And it's funny because people they act like video games are untouchable. They're very passionate about it, and I appreciate that. But because there's every other type of hobby, there's reproduction stuff, reproduction cars and things, but they're all licensed. And as soon as the companies say, hey, we should start licensing people to do reproductions, then it's going to change. And I kind of wish they would do it, you know, to a degree. But, you know, I mean, I'll always find something to make a little extra side money. I mean, I don't know. I just do it for a little bit extra money. I really don't even do it that much as people may think I do. And, I don't know. Anyway, let's keep, I'm going down the wrong path here. But yeah, that's why I stay in this business of, and I love doing the show. And the thing is, the show is part of the gaming experience for me because I do the show. I love talking to you guys. I love interacting. I love, you know, meeting new people and everything. And it's a lot of fun, and it keeps my mind off of my problems. And the thing is I'm a firm believer, if you can do something about it, do it. If you can't, don't worry about it. And I've done everything I can with my medical problems. I'm doing everything I possibly can. The rest of it is I'm just not going to worry about it. And if something bad happens, then it happens. And I'm all I can say is I did everything I could. So, but you know, that's why I do the shows. I want to have something positive and enjoyable in my life. That's why I game. That's why I do the shows. That's why I love movies still. That's why I like hanging out with my friends. And my girlfriend she's so awesome. And we're going to be getting married as soon as we can. And she's so good to me, and she understands what I go through because she sees it every day. My kids, both of my kids and my girlfriend's daughter, all three kids are so great, and they're so wonderful in my life. And you know, my dad's really cool. My mom passed away, you know, back in 2003, I think it was 3. She's been dead 11 years now, and you know. And my sister and I, we don't always get along, but, you know, she's not the, you know, she's okay. I don't know. Anyway, her kids are great. She has 2 little kids. They're, I think 3 and 5, or 4 and 2, 4 and 3. I don't know. I forget how old they are. They're little, and they're really funny little characters. But you know, that's why I do this. I do it because it just keeps me busy, and it's a positive thing in my really rough, you know, health problem life. But the thing is about my life, that's the only thing that's rough in my life is my health problems. Everything else is pretty cool. I have a decent apartment. We don't pay too much, and it's a nice place, and we pretty much keep our bills caught up for the most part. You know, we have problems like everybody else, but we do okay. And you know, we only have one car. We have a 1974 Dodge van. It needs a little bit of work, and we're going to be buying a newer car here in a month or two when we get the tax return. So we're going to have a down payment and, you know, all that fun stuff. Or maybe we'll just find a decent used car. But you know, it's just one of those things. You know, you just got to kind of deal with the cards you're dealt, and that's why I love gaming because I can escape from my disease. I can escape from my pain, and I can just be in another world, and it's just so much fun. And then when, you know, and it's like I've been playing, like I keep talking about Demon Souls and Dark Souls lately. And when I beat a boss, it is so gratifying in a game just because of all the hand-holding games these days. And I need to go back and play some of the older games that are really challenging and do the same thing. And games that, you know, the games that beat me when I was younger, I can beat them now. Or just hell, just beat me last year, I can beat them now. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyway, guys, why do you game? You know, what keeps you doing this? Is it something you started when you were a kid and you just stayed with it? Or is it something you started as an adult or a teenager? Or, you know, let me know. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. My name's Jason. This is Video Game Corner, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.